Today is the day that we are going to change your world. How are we going to do this? Because most people come to me and say, Connie, I need to make more money. How do I make more money in my business? How do I get more leads? They're asking for anything that turns into income. So raise your hand if you're here and you would love to have more income. Raise your hand if you would love to have more of that money stay in the bank as profit. All right. I'm going to show you how you can do that through something you already own that you use more than anything else, and how that can turn into a 6 and 7 figure revenue stream for you. Does this sound great? Welcome to Iconic TV. I'm Connie Scavilla. I'm your host. And today we're talking about how do you actually steal the spotlight? How do you steal the spotlight as a speaker? Now, before I go any further, I want to know honestly, how many of you have always wanted to speak, to be a speaker? That would be cool. Or you see somebody on stage and they motivate you and they inspire you. Like, I wish I could do that. I wish I could have that kind of impact on people. But then you go into your head and you think of all the reasons why, nah, it's not going to work. Not for me. I can't do that. I'm not that kind of a person. All right. Well, you are doing this all the time. You're doing all aspects of speaking all the time. And like I said, it's the number one most used tool that you have. This thing, right? That mouth, right? You talking all the time. You are being a speaker every single day. All we want to do is harness it and bring it down to a sharp point so that it is a tool to maximize your lifestyle. And today I'm going to show you how to do that, okay? Now, we're going to go pretty quickly, but do stick to the end. It's only 30 minutes, okay? If I go really fast. And I want you to take notes. I want you to let me know if you are here for the very first time. If you are, I really want to welcome you. We have a welcome gift for you. If you've never been to any of our Iconic TV lives, I want to give you something that you can use right away. And I'm going to show it to you in a couple minutes. And then I also have a huge surprise at the end. Because what we do here, we come here every Tuesday, 5 p.m., and we show you the strategies and the principles you can use to scale your business from 6 figures to 7 figures in 1 year or less without any of the stress, struggle, and overwhelm. Is it possible? Absolutely. Is it probable? Absolutely. You just have to do what we say, which is always 4 steps and nothing else. Okay? Don't add to it. Don't think more is better. In order to soar, you must do less, not more. All right? So, are you ready to go? I love this topic. This is one of my favorite things to do. It's also one of my favorite things to teach. Okay? Now, please bear with me. Had a little glitch on the way in. So things might come a little bit strayed and out of order, but that's okay. I'm going to cover everything you need. Just pay close attention. Okay? So, we always talk about, hey, show me the money, show me the money. Where is the money? Okay, I'm talking about money today. And what I'm talking about is 2 places. You want to know where the money is? Okay, it's here. It's in the easiest thing to do. Coaching is a huge space. And you can coach and teach on your area of specialty. You might be a subject matter expert, but what you want to do, make sure, hey, you guys, let me know if you can hear me and see me. We had some weird glitches here in Southern California, so I want to make sure you can see and hear me. If you can't, let me know. If you're having, any interference, just type hashtag replay, and my amazing team, Angie and Tally and Sandy, will get everything that you need. Okay. So 2 areas, business coaching and speaking. Okay. So if you can do one or both of those or a combination of those, right? And the 2 work hand in hand, I promise you, it's just an easy no-brainer 6 figures. Okay. If you follow these 4 simple steps that I'm going to teach you. Okay. Does it sound like a big promise? It is, but it's true. Okay. So I want you to give me a thumbs up. How many of you would love to make money speaking, make 6 figures, just walking in a room, getting on a platform, talking about something that you know and love, walking off and making a whole bunch of money? Give me a thumbs up. if that's you, okay? Give me some, come on, I'm not gonna move forward until you tell me yes, no, or are you afraid of it? So if you have fear of public speaking, type fear, because it's very, very common. But I know how to get rid of it in a split second. Okay. No matter how fearful you are, there is a way to get rid of it in a very short period of time. Okay. If you want to know, just put it in the comments. How do I get rid of fear? Okay. And I will reach out and I will comment back to you and I will tell you. So, here is what you have to understand. The one with the marker makes the money. Okay. The one with the marker makes the money. What does that mean? The person at the front of the room has the marker, has the microphone. They're the ones going to make the money. If you're in the audience, you're not making money. You are most likely going to be spending money. Okay. So, what we're going to talk about today, I'm going to break down some secrets. And this is all around this. I'm going to teach you how to do exactly what I did. And I made $436,000 in 45 minutes from the stage. I had no notes, I had no PowerPoint. Now, do I recommend that all the time? No. Okay, I'm going to show you what we do recommend. But if I can do it with nothing, imagine if you're much more prepared and much more eloquent and you really, really know your topic. You know what? When I did that, $436,000 in 45 minutes, do you know I didn't even like what I was talking about? In fact, I didn't like it at all. It was nothing I would recommend. So I made that much money talking about something that I don't use, I didn't like, and I wouldn't recommend it to somebody. But that's what the topic was, right? I needed to go out for a corporation and speak for them on a specific topic. I did. My portion, $436,000, right? It's something I don't even use. Imagine if you took what's in your heart, the thing that just lights you up, and you talked about that. You could clearly make more than I did. Okay. So when I started this business, it was based on speaking. $1.4 million in 9.5 months. Okay. So what could you do? I'm going to show you. Okay. Does it sound good so far? If it does, give me a thumbs up. If you've always wondered, how do I do it? How do I simplify it? I know you're going to have questions like, yeah, but this and this and this and this. Stay tuned because I'm going to answer the 7 biggest objections that you have. I'm going to solve them today. Okay. So let's move forward. And I'm going to talk to you about this under the concept of our SOAR formula. Okay, everything we teach is in the concept of fours. The SOAR formula undergirds everything. It's our proprietary formula. It's how we build multi-million-dollar businesses. It's how we elevate your mind. You can apply it to everything in your life, your relationships, your money, your kids, anything. It's a universal formula for absolute freedom. So today, what we're going to talk about is this, right? The S in SOAR, by the way, and we apply the process to everything, but you have to be singularly focused. Okay. Most people are doing too many things. And some people refuse. I talked to an amazing woman yesterday and she's like, I refuse to go only on one thing. And yet she couldn't get above 6 figures. Right. So what is it for you? How do you narrow your focus? I'm going to show you that. And then how do you maximize your fortune? I am definitely going to show you that. Okay. So how do we want to move forward? This is how I want to move forward. I want you to understand that the way I built the SOAR formula is actually figuring out how come I was so successful at everything I did. And then I reverse engineered that formula. So today we're going to reverse engineer the future. Okay. How do we do that? So we're going to make sure that you have today clarity on where your business is now. You know where it is, whether you want to admit it or not. We're going to decide where do you really want to be in 3 to 5 years? And then we're going to have you identify what is the simplest game plan to get you there. I mean, seriously, that's how easy it is. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to hopefully if everything works out, we're going to go through, here we go. We're going to go through and show you what is the SOAR formula, how does it apply to speaking, and how can you use it in your business, okay? And this is going to be so easy. It's all about those 4 letters, SOAR, this right here. Where is it? Okay. So this is what we're going off of. This is the foundation and how you're going to make a mint speaking. All right. And even if you don't want to be a professional speaker or get on a stage or do anything like that, think about this for a minute. The speaking can come in to play, whether you're just doing it online and virtually. Maybe you're a coach, maybe you're a business owner, but imagine if you could get up and speak on the thing that you're great, where you're a subject matter expert. This is really, really powerful. People respect speakers. They respect authors. Huge thing. Okay. And when someone says, "Oh, I wrote a book," you're like, "Wow." It's like, "Oh, where'd you go to school?" Green River Community College. Oh, or, "Well, I have a PhD in this." Oh, right. People respect these kind of things. And when you're a speaker, an author, an expert, this is what people respect. And that reputation matters. And you don't want to be a generalist. You want to be a specialist. Okay. This is why I say the money, those 2 places where I just showed you the money is, it's in the business side of coaching and speaking. Okay. Just simple 6-figure incomes all the time. Okay. So the SOAR formula, SOAR. All right. How do we apply it to your speaking? And then I'm going to show you how we solve the 8 biggest problems about speaking. Okay. And I have a gift for you. I'm going to show it to you in about 2 minutes so that you can use this and wherever you are, whatever you might not even know what to talk on. I'm going to show you what to talk on. Okay. So let's go to the S. What does the S stand for in speaking? The staging. Okay. So think about this. Where is the stage? There's a lot that goes into it, right? Where are you going to do it? What's the place that you're going to do it? Are you doing it in an open market? Are you doing it in a formal setting? Are you doing it in the lunchroom? Are you doing it in a hotel room? What is the place? That place, that environment matters. And there's an energy to a room, right? And imagine this. So I do every Tuesday, almost every Tuesday, I do a live event, a workshop for local business owners who want to have more profit in their business. If that's you, please come. I'm in San Diego. You can fly in, you can be here, you could drive. We have people driving, over an hour to come. They're awesome. Okay. But the environment matters. And I spent a lot of time making sure that everything is pristine. I could have rented a Holiday Inn and you walk into this boring old room, with uncomfortable chairs. Place matters. So you have control over the outcome of your talk based on these elements. So when you're thinking about staging, there's a lot that goes into it. What is the place that you're going to be? Who are the people that you are going to invite? Is there synergy? Can they network? People love community. And if you have people that are all standoffish or they don't talk, if I don't want to pull out a segment, but if it's just a bunch of boring people, they're not going to have a good experience. And then what's the purpose? What is the purpose that you're doing tying these people together? Like, we bring in a bunch of business owners, and it's important to cross-pollinate, see what other people are doing in other industries. And so you see I'm tying in the people and the purpose all together, and then the production. Like, what's going into this? And how are you putting everything together? Are you using the big screens? Is it props? Is it workbooks? Like, we give everybody a workbook. We have screens. We have big signs and posters all over the place. So the whole thing is all about staging. Okay. So all very important. That's the first impression that people say when they come in. In fact, this morning, had a wonderful gentleman, and he came in, and then afterwards they gave us, one of these forms, right? And they give us, and I'll show you the guys all this, right? A form that you will fill out, like how was it? So every time you can improve your staging. And he said, I can't fill out this one because there's nothing I can say to improve. When I came in, I was not sure what this was going to be. I was a little nervous, and there is nothing I can tell you to improve. Like, that just made my day. So can you do that? Can you deliver that kind of excellence? So we'll show you how to do that. Don't worry. Okay. Now, let's go into the O of SOAR, and speaking, the oratory, right? This is your ability to be an excellent speaker. How are you going to deliver this? How smooth are you? So your voice, right? Your vocal tone. Are you real monotone and you talk like this? And when I was younger, I had a squeaky like Mickey Mouse voice, and I talked really softly, and nobody could ever hear me. So I had to work on these things, right? I still kind of speak softly. I'm still an introvert, but um, it's a it's an art and it's a skill that you learn. All right. So knowing your vocal tone, your pitch, your pauses, how you present things, right? The pacing, everything matters. And the visual. Now, that visual is the visuals you use, but how are you making when you're talking, right? When I did 45 minutes on stage with no visuals and no notes and no graphics, and it was a boring, ugly room, I had to paint the visual with my storytelling. Storytelling is everything. Okay. This is how you get people emotionalized about it. And they come along. Like I say to you, hey, once upon a time, or imagine this. And you almost lean in, right? So that's the power that you have to get. You have to get your voice right. You've got to get your story right. And then you have to deliver value. Do they like, wow, this is good stuff. I'm glad I came. If they're like, well, people were nice and all that, but God, what a waste. Okay, that's not going to work. And then veracity. Can you back up what you're saying? This is so important. There's so much BS out there, isn't there? Like, how do you even know stuff is true? You think you see it and like, oh yeah, and then it's not true. But some people can be amazing at their staging, at their presence, at their voice and the story. Look at Theranos, right? And what was her name? Elizabeth, and she made up this whole BS story about what they can do and prick you and get some blood and do blood testing and all this stuff. And she got billions and billions of dollars and investors to do everything for her, put money in. And what did she do? She copied Steve Jobs. She always wore a black turtleneck on stage, right? And that was her look and everything. And none of it was true. None of it. Okay. I remember Oprah brought on this guy, James, and he talked about something his life in a million little pieces, right? And this great story was, everyone ran out and got his book, and the whole thing was a lie. Okay. It'll ruin you like that. It might make you a little money for a minute, but Elizabeth is going to jail, right? The guy's gone. He's somewhere, digging in a dumpster. Don't be dishonest. Be truthful. Back it up. Veracity is truth, right? So show them, how is this true? Okay. We use a lot of software and tech, and we show stats and numbers. So the story has to be backed up. Okay. Is this making sense to you guys? I hope you're taking notes. Okay. So I'm going to go through the 4 parts of the SOAR principles and how you apply it to speaking. And I want to give you a little something, because we're talking about, you want to make money at speaking. A lot of speakers don't make a lot of money. They don't really actually understand what's involved. And it can be very complicated. And most speakers, listen to this, most speakers actually only, of all the things they do to grow their business, they only speak about 10% of the time. All the rest is on admin and booking and sales and marketing and networking and flying, right? And very little time doing the thing they love. So we're going to show you today at the end exactly how to turn that around. So you're doing the whole time speaking. If you love it like I do, just speak, right? Okay, so how do you know where to go? Okay, use the list. Okay, this list, 51 hottest high ticket coaching niches. These are places where you can align with, right? If these are the hot topics that people want to hear about, these are the audiences that you want to go to and the topics you want to speak about. If you want that, just type hashtag the list, and my amazing, awesome, iconic VAs here will get it to you. Just check your messages. Okay. So, and wherever you're watching, just do it in the comments. Okay. And also, if you're on YouTube, please, please, please come down here and subscribe. If you're not on YouTube, when we're done, go to YouTube and subscribe so you never miss anything. Okay. So we've got the S and we've got the O. Let's go into the A. All right. And how are we doing on time? We're doing good. I think we're going to make it exactly on time. Now, if anybody has some questions and you want to watch this again, please type replay, #replay. We will get you the replay. If you're here live, I'm going to get you the replay. Now, if you're watching later or something and you need any of these things that we're going to give away, just put it in the comments, okay? And we will make sure we get it to you. We always follow up, and I go back and look for any comments. If you have questions or anything, let me know. And if you are a speaker, please type in the comments right now, what is it you speak on? What is the topic that you speak on? Okay? Let me know that. Now, the other thing I want you guys to find out, I want to find out from you guys, think back. When's the last time you went to something that was where there was a speaker? Maybe it was before the pandemic, okay? But you went somewhere and heard somebody talk, and maybe it could have been church. It could have been the chamber or something like that. Think about that. Think about that time. Now rate that speaker, okay? On a scale of 1 to 10, like how amazing were they? Put it in the comments. Were they a 7, a 4, a 2? I remember in this one, I went to the speaker and she was that. Oh my God, it drove me nuts. I don't know what she was talking about. After about 2 minutes, it so drove me nuts that I just started counting her clicking and clacking. And I had over 100. And then everyone was like, oh my gosh, right? She was the keynote speaker. And she said, like every 12 seconds. It was insane. Okay. So don't do that. But I would have given her a -4. Like I wanted my time back. I didn't pay to go there, but I sure wanted my time back. So don't be that girl, right? Let's go to the A. Who's your audience? Audience is very, very important. And how do you get them? This is a big thing that people worry about. Well, what if nobody shows up? Okay. You want to know a secret about that? To this day, I've been speaking since I was 16 years old. And to this day, I always worry, what if nobody shows up? It's so weird. And it's never happened. Someone always shows up. And then it's amazing. If it's one person, 2 people, 200 people, 2,000 people, every single time, it's amazing. You just have to figure out, how do I do this thing? How do I get butts in seats? How do I fill a room? This is so important. And when you're looking at this, in part of your staging and your production, you need to know how many people are going to be there. Because have you guys ever been to a speech or a talk or an event and there's so many seats and hardly anyone's in there? It's like, oh, this is a bust. Now you kind of wonder if you should be there. Okay. I went to this one event. I was super excited about, looking forward to it for weeks. And I get there. And it's a tiny, tiny little room with like 2 rows of chairs on one side and 2 rows of the other, and about 6 of us in there. I was like, oh, this is going to be disappointing, right? So they didn't plan that right. You have to understand, if you're going to speak and you don't have the room right, you're going to lose the energy when you do that. Okay, it doesn't work. And then you might have been to other places where you come in and they're like, oh, we're out of seats. Oh, we'll get you seats, and they keep loading them in. Do you know they do that intentionally? They understack the seats and then they bring it in. Why? For the energy of, oh, this is a big thing. Phew, glad I made it. Okay, all these little things that you get to learn from me today, right? Okay, so we got to get the butts in the seats, but let's look at the audience part. That's the third step, right? So what needs to happen for the audience? They need to be entertained. Okay, if you're good with humor, it doesn't have to be jokes. You don't have to be a stand-up person, but keep them entertained. Have some humor. Make them laugh every once in a while. And you know what? The corny, stupid jokes actually sometimes work the best. Okay, so I do a lot of those. When you find some that works, use it. Okay, the trick about that and keeping them entertained, getting them laughing, is the timing. And when you have to understand this, whether you're speaking on a stage, if you're speaking to audiences where the conversation is translated, you might think I'm bombing, but then like 8 seconds later, everybody starts laughing. That's because they're translating it, right? There is a lag, whether it's a lag in video or a lag in hearing it and getting it, right? So you have to understand your timing there. So they also need to be educated. They came to learn something, So give them that. You don't just want to entertain, like, oh, that was fun, but I don't have anything to do with it, right? And it's gone. So you want your time to be valuable and you want to get them engaged, right? I asked you guys to put in your comments down below, right? And so that's a way to get you engaged and then enlightened. Now, that might sound a little weird, but the enlightened part actually is one of the most important parts. Why? Because when we learn something new, don't we feel good? Don't you like, hey, that's cool. It's not the same old day. So, how can you elevate their mind? How can you make them feel good about themselves by learning something new, especially if it's something really cool that they can pass on to somebody else? That's the best way to ingrain it in their heads, right? So you get them engaged, right? And then make sure they're enlightened like that is cool. I'm going to use that. I feel smarter just for being here. It's a great feeling. They're going to walk away feeling good about themselves. And that's really what you want to do. You don't just want the standing ovation. You know, the O isn't ovation. It's not about you. Okay. The O is what you're delivering, right? Your oratory. Okay. Is this making sense to you guys? It's so easy, isn't it? You know, when you get to be able to break things down in fours like we do, you don't need more than 4 steps for anything. Okay. So now you have the S, the O, the A. What's the R? Okay. What do you think the R is? Put it down below. Is this helping you? If you would like this whole thing, go ahead and type R for replay. Okay. Type replay. I will get you all of this and some extra cheat sheets. I've got a whole, in fact, I have a whole program that's totally free. It's a 5-day challenge on how to be an amazing speaker. If you want that, I'll give it to you for free. Just write #challenge and I'll give you the speaking challenge. And every day for 5 days, I give you a little thing to do to perfect your speaking skills. It's really cool. Okay. So go ahead and do that. #challenge. But let's go to the final letter in the soar. And then I'll show you the 8 things that most people have a problem with speaking. I'm going to go through that like that. And I'll show you how we overcome that. Okay. So R actually stands for the result. What is the result? Why are you doing this? Okay. Yeah, it's great to speak, but you also want to be benefited as well. So, what can you do? So, the results, the revenue, how much are you going to make? Please beat my number. Okay. Mine is $436,000 from the stage in 45 minutes. And what is your revenue? How are you going to make the money? There's a lot of things that you can do, even when someone says you can't ask for anything and you can't pitch anything. I'm telling you, there's so many ways you can increase your revenue, even if they say you can't pitch anything. Okay. So if you want to know about that, type #revenue. I'll follow up with you and I'll tell you those. Okay. The other one is referrals. How do you get people to get more people to give you referrals? This morning in my talk, I got 6 new referrals, people that are my audience, that the people loved the presentation and they said, oh my gosh, you have to deliver this talk to these people. So 5 more people. So I'm on a mission. If you guys didn't know, I am on a mission to teach 500 business owners how to have more profit in their business for free. So that is the workshop that I do. If you want to know more about it, let me know. Okay. So you got to get the results of revenue, referrals, reviews. Reviews are important. Why? Because that's your reputation. All right. You're not going to keep speaking if you don't have a good reputation. You don't want to be like that clap girl, right? And then repetition. Do it again and again and again and again. So this is why 3 to 4 weeks a month, we do our live workshop every single week. I come in, repeat and do iconic TV and come in and talk to people. Why? Because the number one method that we earn our $1 million every year is speaking, right? It's not from creating courses or webinars or funnels, okay? It's speaking. And so I want you guys to understand how simple it is. You're watching it and it's like, hey, I'm just here in my studio and talking to you. You can do the same thing, right? Okay, so I hope that makes sense for you guys. I'm going to give you the 8 big problems that people have. Why are they resisting speaking? Like, I can't do that. I can't do that. But if you follow the steps I'm going to show you, okay, you'll have a 6-figure business. You can easily do it in 6 months, like Angie did. She built from nothing to $10,000 months in 6 months. Okay. So let's look at the big problems, the big things you're going to throw up. It means they can't do that. Right. So, we talked about the target, the results, the revenue. Well, I can't sell. Oh my God. I'm really awful at selling. You sold that much from the stage. I'm not going to be able to do that. Okay. Well, then you have a charity. So we can solve that. I'm going to show you exactly how to solve that so that you don't have to worry about, making everybody run to the back of the room or anything like that. The way you deliver your content, if you deliver amazing content, it will solve that problem of selling for you. Okay. So that's solved. Okay. What's the next reason people argue why they can't become a good speaker? Oh, I went to number 3. Well, we'll use number 3. We'll go back to number 2 in a second. Okay. They don't know how to piece it all together. It's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. How do I get my script? How do I get the people there? How do I market it? How do I do all this stuff? Well, guess what? I'll do it for you. Okay. We'll put everything together for you so you don't have to worry about it. And so when you think I can't close, well, you don't have to close. You don't have to close anybody in your talk. How would you like that? I'll show you how you can make the money, make 6 figures without closing anybody in your talk. And so let me go to number 2 is, what's my niche? I don't know my niche. How many people are still trying to get clarity about their business? What should I talk about? Is anybody interested in this? Or you either talk about what you think people want, or you talk about something that's super passionate to you, like, how to delint your clothes, but nobody cares and nobody's going to show up. So knowing that item, what is the number one thing that people want, right? Everybody has something different, but how do you know you're going to get the majority of the pie? Okay, that's problem number 3. Okay, so let's go on to problem number 4. How do I keep this going? How do I get recurring income? If I'm speaking, but what if I want to go on vacation, take 3 months off? Does that mean I'm making no money? If you're a traditional speaker, it's true. You won't make any money when you're not speaking. So what we've created is a way for you to actually have money coming in all the time, whether you're speaking or not. How does that sound? Speak when you want to, but have the money come in all the time. I think that's one of my favorites, right? Anyone else out there? Love making money when you're not working, right? Monthly recurring revenue. That's the big thing. It's very hard for a lot of people to do. Okay, let's go to the next one. So that was 4. What's number 5? Okay, how do I stand out? Right? How do I make a difference? There's so many people out there doing this. How am I any different? And this is a lot of times where imposter syndrome comes in, right? People are like, well, who am I to do this? Like, I'm not special. I don't have any special thing. I don't have any great stuff that I've done. Well, guess what? How about if we make you special? How about if we build out your own brand and your own speaking brand around you, not around me, because I'm different from you, right? Build out your speaking style, your brand in something that'll make you stand out from everybody else so that you can be 100% distinguished from everyone. Sound good? Okay, let's look at number 6. Big problem here. Whether you're in like the coaching space or business space, speaking, it's the up and down, up and down, up and down. Why is this? Because there's this cycle that people do. People have created themselves a problem. If you have like a short-term program or something like that you offer, or a short-term solution where people come to you, maybe like, hey, I'll fix your diet, and you get a diet, and now you're good. You never come back. What does that mean? You're in this constant lead generation cycle. You don't have a business. You have a lead generation project. Okay. So you're up and down. With speakers, here's what happens is with speakers, they're like on the road, they're speaking, doing all this stuff, and then they don't market. They don't line up their next talk. And so then they got to stay home and figure out who can I, speak in front of. And then they're so busy working on that, they don't have any speaking engagements to bring in money. And so they're up and down and up and down. Okay. So how about if we solve that for you? Okay, so that you never have to worry about which phase am I in? Speaking, the delivery or the building of it. Okay, wouldn't that be awesome? You don't have to go through that roller coaster cycle. Okay, and let's look at the last one. And that the seventh biggest problem about speaking is, it's so much hard work. It's so hard to get this off the ground. I'm just like, working, 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 working. I'm overwhelmed. Okay, what if you didn't have to? What if you could just do it the easy way, right? You didn't have to shovel all the snow. And you could show up, right? You show up where the road is already paved. Wouldn't that be awesome? And you're like a rock star that just they set up the whole stage and then you just come in, do your bit, and then leave. Pretty cool, right? Rockstar status. That's awesome. So, does this make sense to anybody? Am I enticing you to start thinking, hey, maybe I should add speaking or do speaking or maybe even pivot into just speaking? Okay. So, I've done it the old way, the traditional way. I did it for many, many years. And, where you got to, you know, hunt down your own food. So, what if you didn't have to hunt down your own food? And you actually had someone spoon feeding you the speaking gigs. Would that be cool? Okay. So let me show you what my solution is for you. Okay. This is not for everybody, but for some people here, and like, you know what? This makes sense. Okay. So here's the answer. This is what's coming. If you want to know what we're talking about today is I believe everybody should incorporate speaking into whatever they do. Okay. So, but it's a hard thing to get set up. So, how about if you just mimic what I do, right? How about if I give you a whole done for you speaking business? Would that be cool? So, everything is done for you. And let me kind of go into detail on what I mean, okay? Because most people are just kind of quiet in the background. I want you to speak up, okay? And if I can make it easy, as simple as just all you have to do is speak up, okay? Everything is done for you. You need to show up, you need to speak up, and then you clean up, okay? Well, you don't have to clean up the stage, but you clean up financially, right? And make the money. Does this sound good? Those are the three things, right? If everything was done for you, and you had the scripts and I built out your whole presentations and I gave you all the forms and all the materials and everything that you need and all the tools and resources and workbooks, the platforms if you want to be doing it online as a webinar, if you want to go in person, and everything was done for you. What would be your excuse, right? So that's what we're doing, right? All of your signage, all your workbooks, your websites, registration pages, where people go, all the marketing for it, all the email sequences for it, how to follow up. In fact, we'll even give you and get you 2 books so you have the credibility as a speaker. If you don't have your own books, we'll work with you and write 2 books with you. Everything that you need done. Okay. From start to finish, everything is done. All you have to do is come to training for 2 days. Don't worry, the training is free. You come to the training and learn the process. Okay. Super simple, right? Everything is done, all the materials, all the resources. You don't have to sit on Canva for 48 hours, right? We'll help you brand, like, what is your thing? Okay. And you have a constant stream of a business. And that's how you get recurring monthly income. Because what we're going to do is we're going to partner you with a business coach who doesn't want to speak. Okay. And you can do the speaking and they can do the coaching. And all you're doing is speaking. Now, if you want to do both, cool. Okay. But a lot of people, like, I don't know how to coach, but I know how to deliver a great talk. Okay. Especially if I know the material. This is the material. So, and do you have to memorize anything? Nope. Okay. Sound good? So I tried to make something for people this year that they could really express themselves, get out, do something amazing, have a six-figure business without just shoveling in the snow all day long and never making the money, right? And so here's the cool thing. When you speak and we take the people in your audience, and that coach is going to take care of them, and they're going to coach them and get them the result that you're talking about. And guess what? That client is going to pay every single month. And guess what? You get that revenue. Isn't that cool? You talk, somebody coaches, you get paid month after month after month. The better you are in your speaking, the longer someone's going to want to stay and get coached. And in our case, if you do it with us, I have clients with me for 5 years. Imagine doing one talk and getting paid on it for 5 years. Okay. Does that sound cool? Now, you don't have to do this. Okay. It's not for everybody, but I still want you to use the 4 parts of SOAR to go ahead and start speaking. But again, everything is done for you. If you want to, just write DFY speaker and we will take care of that for you. Okay. Because here's the thing. It's really hard to get your own celebrity, right? And to figure out how to get celebrity status. But most people want to do more than they're doing, right? And if you could have that status, but it was easy for you and comfortable for you, that would be awesome, right? So this is why we're doing this, because most people, right, they have a hard time with this. And most speakers, this is what most speakers lack. They don't have a brand. They don't have a really amazing offer. They sure can't sell, and they don't have a platform to do it on. So they never get distinguished. They never, can be the standout person in their market. They're not going to make lots of money. And so we build that out. So you know exactly what you're talking about, who you're going to be talking to, how do you get the money all the time. And so what we want to do is transform this, right? Take you from imposter syndrome into an iconic leader. So go from overlooked to overbooked on your speaking, and get you off of that roller coaster into a rocket ship. Okay, so if that sounds interesting to you, then go ahead and type DFY speaker, and I'll get you all the details that you need. Okay, and when you do that, we're going to reach out and just ask for your email, and that way I'll get you some things that you can look at in the comfort of your home. If you like it, then reach out to us. We'll have an appointment. We'll hop on the phone and call. But either way, I still want you to go through and use the 4 steps, right, for speaking. Make sure you do these because they really, really do work. Okay, so let me go over those one more time before I let you go. You've got the staging, you've got the oratory, right? You have the audience, and you have the results. Okay, those are the 4 things you need to have an amazingly successful speaking career and steal the spotlight. So if you love this, let me know. If you hate it, let me know. Okay, let me know what you're going to do. Just do something. Okay, figure out a way to speak more. And if you need any more help, or you want our free 5-day speaking challenge, just write #challenge and we'll get that to you. We'll see you next Tuesday at 5 p.m. Bye.